The next thing I want to talk about the trade. I'm a fully believer of free trade and globalized trade. And I think when trade stops, war starts. So trade is not buy things. Trade is appreciation of the culture of the other side. How can you stop trade? People are moving very fast. There's one thing for sure, a lot of jobs will be taken away because of the artificial intelligence, because of the robots. Don't worry about that. People say, artificial intelligence is going to control, machine is going to control human being. Trust me, human being will never be controlled by machines. We invented the trains and the cars. At that time, we all worry about these cars and trains, electricity. But finally, human being can control that. And I want to tell you that artificial intelligence is going to create a lot of new jobs. But the next 10 years, it's going to be trouble. And I want to say that manufacturing is not going to create a lot of jobs, because most of the manufacturing were produced by artificial intelligent robots. The service industry, tourism is going to create a lot of jobs. Service is going to create a lot of jobs. But when people don't have jobs, what are people going to do? So a lot of people worry, what are they going to do? I tell you, at that time, most people will only work 4 hours a day and 3 days a week. But how can we surviving? I tell you, even if you work 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, you will still be very busy. My grandfather working 16 hours a day in the farm. He said, I'm very busy. We work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. We think we are very busy. So I tell you, when you only work 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, you will be very busy. You will travel all around. You will always mobile. You will always on the car, because normally we only visit 30 cities in our life. 10, 20 years later, you will visit 300 cities in your life. So you're always on the way. When you're always on the way, you are always mobile. When you're all mobile, how can you stop globalization? It's impossible. People love to trade. So remember one thing, the way trading, the formality of trading is completely changed. Normally, small business, big companies go to the trade shows. We small business, we don't have a budget. We cannot get the visas. We cannot have the time to go to the trade shows. The best trade shows is online. In the future, it's not e-commerce, it's e-business. In the future, there will be no made in China, made in America, made in Canada. In the future, most of the products made in internet. You may design here and sell there and assemble it here. So all the things next 10, 20 years, the way we do business is totally different. So get ready for that. So the distance is no longer be issues. Think about it. The questions we got 15 years ago when we do e-commerce in China, people say, how can you deliver things from Beijing to Shanghai in 5 days? How expensive? What's the cost of delivery? Today, we can deliver Beijing to Shanghai, like 3 or 4 hours. Within 24 hours, most of the cities in China will be covered. Most of big cities, half an hour will be covered. Our vision is that in next 10 years, most of the countries in the world will be 72 hours. So distance is no longer the issue. Sell things from Toronto to Chicago, there's no difference between Toronto to Chicago and Toronto to Shanghai. Everything will be delivered within 72 hours. Because of the new supply chains, things could be even more efficient. Things could be much more cost effective. So this is what we believe the future. This is what we believe internet, e-payment, logistic systems, data is going to change the whole world. A lot of jobs is losing, a lot of new jobs are coming up. And I want to tell you that for all these small business entrepreneurs, remember one thing, 80% of the small business in the future must be globalized. If you are not globalized company, you will never be able to survive easily. And if you do not use the internet to globalize, not the necessary Alibaba. If you do not use the internet to globalize your business, you will not have a chance. If you do not know C2B, because last century manufacturing is about a B2C. In the future, it's got a C2B, consumer to business. So all the model is going to change. Every small business, all the young people here, think globally, think big. Right? You only in the past you only do things if you do things in your only small county, you're a small tiny business. Small business can leverage the internet technology, leverage the market, go across the board. Think big and think out of the boundary. This is a prime minister. I absolutely agree with that. So it's never too late. Never too late to learn to that. Internet is just the beginning. E-commerce is just the beginning. The good thing about the young people is that we always keep learning. One of the reasons people say, what's the secret of China grow so fast? One of the things that we Chinese learn very much in the past 30. We learn a lot about America. If you today go to New York, pick up 100 Americans on the street, how many of them can speak more than 10 Chinese words? Very few. If you're in Beijing, Shanghai, you grasp 100 young people and ask them how many of them can speak more than 20 English words, 80 of them. That is you learn. When you appreciate, when you're open-minded, when you learn from others, you make progress. So this is, I think, never too late to learn the internet. Internet technology is just the beginning. People like me, I know nothing about technology. The only thing I can use my computer, thanks because of the mobile, I don't have to learn computers. The PC, the only thing I can send, receive emails, and browse. But I believe technology is designed for people. People should not just for technology reasons. The next point I want to talk about China. China changed so much. It's amazing. We've got 1.4 billion people, and we got 800 million people online, and 500 million people already online shopping. So we still have 900 million people on the way to online shopping. So there are about 300 million middle class, and we have 130 million people travel outside China every year. Guys, can you imagine 130 million people travel all around the world? It's a moving country.